Today I fucked up by making someone vomit from my ass blast. I posted this somewhere else but was told it belonged here. So, a few days ago my friend and my friend is also my roommate, decided to have a movie night and order pizza. Well, apparently the pizza didn't agree with me too well, but I wouldn't find that out until the next day. So basically I had ordered a Philly cheese steak pizza from Papa John's, which was delicious, but it didn't agree with me eating it. Here's where the incident occurred. I had to go to Walmart to buy a few things, and while I was there my stomach decided to start screaming out in discomfort. I first thought that I was about to have an accident but realized it was only gas. I was far from a bathroom when toxic cloud bellowed from my behind. I was relatively sure I was alone whenever the trumpets of the swamp started blasting. I was in the bed section and I didn't hear anyone else around me. I quickly left to the aisle I was into, going to another aisle where I needed something else. I hear somebody walk into the aisle I had just previously been in, and before anything could be done I heard a loud exclamation of distress, of disgust, of confusion, and then a strong, retching vomit. The person quickly left to the area looking as if to head to the bathroom. An employee walked by relatively soon after this, after the scene of the crime had been vacated by both participants. The employee just let out an angry sigh and said "F-king really," stomped off and shortly came back with those yellow cones you put around wet areas. After that I got my things and I left. TL, doctor, I farted at the store, someone else smelled it and it made them vomit on the floor. This is the first today I fucked up where I laughed out loud. Fart today I fucked ups are always amazing. Need to bottle that up and sell it as a weapon for chemical warfare. Tactical flatulence incoming. NGL, I've done this before but never made someone actually puke. Did anyone else notice that his friend was in his roommate? Now that's a story. 90% sure you've unlocked an accomplishment. Today I fucked up by calling my best friend's cheating partner a cheater in front of everyone. This wasn't today, but I wasn't sure where else to post this, pre-COVID. So a backstory, my friend's partner was found out to be a cheat a few months before this, but he forgave her and they moved on with their relationship. Prior to this, me and my partner would frequently go round for evening meals and movies, and alternatively they would come to our house. So as usual we went round with pizza and had a nice meal and a few laughs. That was until their dog came into the living room. The dog brought in a tugging toy and came straight up to me. So we played a little until the little genius realized if he nipped my hand, playfully, I'd let go and he'd win. When he did this I said, "You're a cheat," just like Cheater's name. Needless to say the atmosphere dropped. I was horrified and looked over at my friend and the cheater and their heads were dropped. My partner was staring daggers at me and we quickly said our goodbyes and left. Edit, just to clear up, I didn't purposefully say this, it was an in the moment, filter not activated comment that slipped out. Too long didn't read. While playing with my friend's dog I called him a cheat just like his owner, my best friend's partner who cheated on him. That is actually hilarious. I'm sure it wasn't at the time, but good stuff. May, if you don't want to be called a cheater, don't cheat. If you don't want to be known as a cheater, don't cheat. Friends GF is lucky you don't hold it against her like most people's friends would. I feel this so hard. Was once playing cards with my friend and her then boyfriend who she had just reconciled with after he cheated on her. We were laughing and having a blast playing Uno. He dropped a pickup card on me and without thinking I exclaimed, "Oh, you are a cheater." And the whole room went silent. Still cringe thinking about it. I felt that, smiley face. I felt that so hard, haha. Thanks for sharing. That sinking stomach feeling really is the worst, isn't it? Think it's a lot more worse when you reflect on past actions. The update. I don't want to give too much away as it's all personal stuff, but guess what? A tiger never changes its stripes. It happened again, but this time that tiger ended up with a cub to another guy, from the act of cheating. Shock horror. They're no longer together. And we were and are still best friends. He knew it was a screw up on my part and forgave me for it pretty quickly. I still get that sinking feeling when I think back to it though. Thanks for all your inputs. Smiley face. Today I fucked up by explaining song lyrics to a couple of 20-year-olds. Today I fucked up, I'm a 40-year-old janitor. While I was cleaning the offices today, two young go-getters were discussing classical music. One had recommended the other listen to the Kinks. While they were discussing the song Lola, the newer initiate asked what the band meant by the line "She walks like a woman but talks like a man." His mentor proceeds take a long thoughtful breath, gazes into the distance and tells him that they mean she is very open and direct when talking about sex, much like a man would be, rather than most women are not as forthcoming on the subject. Feeling that this was quite misogynistic and also completely wrong, I proceeded to interject with the following statement: "No, she has cock in her pants, she has a dick. She dresses and self-identifies as a woman, but she has a penis. She likes to use this appendage by seducing young questioning males and making them perform oral sex on her and more on them." This becomes clear when you hear the line "I'm glad I'm a man and so is Lola." Never in my life have I seen such horror on young men's faces, like I had just pissed on their chips. Needless to say, a song from 1970 has triggered two apparently woke individuals who now think the Kinks and myself are anti-trans, which could not be further from the truth, but it is Christmas, I didn't want to arouge with a pair of twats. TL Doctor explained that the song Lola was about a woman with a dick seducing a young questioning man to two 20-year-olds. Did not go down well. If they like the song, then they might like "Dude looks like a lady." Never judge a book by its cover. Or "Who you gonna love by your lover?" Sane love put me wise to her love in disguise. She had the body of a Venus. Lord, imagine my surprise. This song was written by Steven Tyler after seeing Vince Neil in a Los Angeles bar. It was the days of tight spandex, and with his back turned, Vince Neil looked like a hot blonde woman with a nice ass. Steven was making comments and was surprised when Vince turned around. Steven wrote the song to tease Vince, and supposedly Vince hates it. Introduce them to "Walk on the Wild Side" by Lou Reed next. Madam George by Van Morrison. I doubt they think you're misogynistic for knowing the meaning behind a song. If they think the Kinks are misogynistic for singing it, that's a whole other matter. But if the Kinks were fine with Lola being a man, then I'd assume they love trans people more than most people did in the 70s. This is almost literally what happened when I told my teenagers about this song and what it meant, all because someone we knew was considering naming her baby Lola. "Like the song?" I asked, stupidly. "I have a daughter named Cosette." A friend of ours who is typically very proper and considers herself very well-mannered said, "Like that whore from Les Mis." Not only inappropriate, not even accurate. The Kinks equals classical music. SMH. Classical era equals 1750 to 1850, ended 170 years ago. The Kinks equals 1960s, 60 years ago. So, about 30% of the way to being classical music.